Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. SHGFplan.com. Prepare for the coming war. It's going to obliterate the global financial system, and our economy will not survive. We've been saying this for a long time, folks, and we've been waiting for that catalyst moment to come that will take down not just the global system, but our system as well. $20 trillion in debt. You know, everybody looking for a jubilee. Me included. I would love a jubilee. Unfortunately, they don't always come the way that you'd like them to happen. You know, like, let's just have a party and do away with debt, like a race the debt party. Everybody singing, dancing in the street. Ain't going to work like that. It says, you know what's so tragic about America? Despite all our wars our nations get involved in, we're secretly one of the most peaceful cultures on the planet. We voted for George Bush because he promised us a non-interventionist foreign policy. We voted for Obama because he promised to bring the troops home from Iraq and Afghanistan. And we voted for Trump because he promised to end the nation-building policies of his predecessor. And that's the real tragedy, because we've been voting for peace now for, almost 20 years, and all we get is war. And that should really tell you something. It should tell you that our system doesn't care about what the president stands for or what the voters want. The system is never held accountable for anything, so there's nothing stopping it. One way or another, the deep state always gets its way, so if our government wants a war, then you can bet there's going to be war. And that was made abundantly clear last week when President Trump ordered the bombing of the airbase in Syria. And the attack was so provocative that the Kremlin went so far as to say that the U.S. is now only one step from war with Russia. And the man who is supposed to buck the system and drain the swamp, the man who's promised to restore our relationship with Russia and pull back the brinkmanship, seems to have finally submitted to the warmongers in our government. The deep state plan to drag us into a horrible conflagration was only temporarily derailed by Trump, and now it appears that their plan is back on track. But there is, of course, a silver lining in all of this, and that's once you know that war is inevitable and you accept that fact, you can have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen next, and you can finally take steps to prepare for it. And that's really what we have to do now, folks, is prepare for the inevitable, that either one way or the other there will be war, because the system is irreparably broken, and they will have their scapegoat, and it will be a President Trump. And he will be the one that either takes America down or takes America down. And I say that because there's no upside to this. As much as a lot of people clamor and say those Muslims or anything else, I can tell you that there's always the loser side. There's always the side that gets beat, and most of those people had nothing to do with any of it in the first place. 99.9%, just like you and me over here. How many of you know people in Syria personally? How many of you have ever been there and know what's really going on? How many of you fall for the propaganda every day that's been put out on the boob tube? How many of you don't fall for the propaganda? How many of you inform yourselves and use discernment and come to logical conclusions and prepare accordingly? For all of you that do, a tip of the cap. For those that don't, perhaps it's time to try a little something new while you still have time. Because I can tell you this, that whether or not you believe this, or you believe it that it's conspiracy theory, that day's going to come, yet again, where the conspiracy theorists are proven right. And how many times is it going to take before you finally listen? I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out our website at thedailysheeple.com. Feel free to comment below and have a great day.